The Pizza Pan's classic techniques of French home cookery starts with a basic jus, un jus ordinaire, the very core of French classical sauce making, what we'd call a brown beef or veal stock. Preparations in this collection are based on La Bonne Cuisine de Madame Saint-Ange, published in 1927, a classic text that became the Bible of French home cookery and was once found on every kitchen shelf in France. So let's see how to prepare the jus ordinaire, basic brown stock, by following the rigorous instructions of Madame Saint-Ange to the letter. Pork rind, the skin, is used in the jus, its gelatinous qualities adding body and succulence. If not available, an appropriate sized piece of calf's foot or pig's trotter will have the same effect. Chicken carcass or trimmings add an extra dimension of flavour. Smallish chunks of stewing beef or veal, or a mixture of both. Carrot, onion, and a bouquet of celery, thyme, bay, and parsley. Actually, no need to tie as everything gets strained. These are the beef or veal bones that have actually cooked for 10 hours previously to make a primary bouillon. Marrow and knuckle bones are prescribed. Madame tells us that the bone broth is skimmed in the usual fashion. That's to say, the bones are covered with cold water and brought gradually to the boil. All the froth and any fat is skimmed off as it rises. Once it boils, pour a glass of cold water into the pot. This cold liquid slows down the boiling and causes a new rising of foam, which is skimmed off again. So simmer for 10 to 12 hours, topping up with water as required, and strain. For the jus itself, the bottom of the pot is lined with the rind, fat side down, otherwise the skin has a tendency to burn on the bottom of the pot. On top arrange a layer of onion and carrots, cut into rounds, not too fine. Place the meat, the bouquet garni and the bones on top and cover. So all this gets sweated over low heat for about 20 minutes without disturbing anything in the pot. She says it's a matter of coaxing out the juices from the meats and vegetables and letting them caramelize. From time to time, she says, lift the lid so you can fan the fumes under your nose and smell the steam from the pot, just like the professionals. The juices should have a light golden hue and the flavour not too pronounced. Utmost care must be taken not to go too far and burn the juices. Make sure there's a minimal amount of liquid to prevent burning. You'll see by tilting the pot. After 20 minutes, the juices should have a light golden hue, at which point half a glass of water is added to draw out more of the juices from the meat. Covered up again for a couple of minutes. Then the lid removed for all this liquid to reduce right down until once again only a tablespoon of golden liquid remains. Now this operation of adding water and cooking, covered and reducing is repeated. Add a pinch of salt and the bone broth to barely cover the solids. Bring to a boil, skimming in the same manner as the bone broth made earlier. Cover the pot, leaving a little opening for the steam, and over low heat maintain a gentle steady simmer for 4 to 5 hours. The stock is strained and allowed to cool uncovered to room temperature. Bit of a performance, I think you will agree, but we're not here to cut corners, and we now have a clear picture of this essential base of sauce making from a time when the meals that came from the home kitchens were justifiably the pride of France. Merci, madame.